It is now 7:01 p.m., and I would like to call to order the June 14th, 2016 business meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Aldine Independent School District. Our ethics statement will be read by Mr. Paul Shanklin.
Good evening. As part of the reform, governance, and action work that the board and the leadership has gone through, the board adopted an ethics statement that affirms our commitment to ethical conduct. The statement is, the Board of Trustees is committed to and shall perform its duties ethically and according to our core beliefs. We will model the highest standards of conduct. We will ensure that no personal value systems or personal goal interferes with our duty as public servants. The public interest shall be the principle which guides the board in its deliberations and decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shanklin. I want to extend a warm welcome to everyone that's present tonight. We're pleased that you are joining us as we celebrate the achievements, review information, and make policy decisions related to the effective operations of the Aldine Independent School District. I'd like to thank everybody for taking time out of your day and your evening to be with us. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present, with the exception of Mr. Merlin Griggs and Ms. Patricia Bourgeois. I see that we have some new visitors in the audience tonight. If you have comments to the board and have not filled out the audience participation form in the brochure next to the agenda books, please do so at this time and hand it to Ms. Loera, who is to my far right. The board will listen under item number 17 on the agenda, open forum for patrons desiring to be heard. We will now have approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Item number 5 on the agenda. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the minutes for the regular meeting on May the 17th, 2016, and the minutes for the special call meeting on May the 17th and June the 4th be approved as printed.
Garcia seconds the motion.
We'll begin the vote with Mr. Shanklin.
Yes.
Ogden, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Motion passes. We will adjourn our board meeting, but don't leave yet. And the meeting of the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees to discuss the proposed budget and tax rate is now open. It is now 7:04 p.m. The chair recognizes Miss Selena Chapa. No, you're not Miss Selena Chapa. Mrs. Zahn.
Good evening, Ms. Agdalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. I have several items to discuss. Section 44.004 of the Texas Education Code requires that prior to expending school district funds in a succeeding year, the budget must be adopted on or before the first day of the new fiscal year. This same section indicates that the board shall call a meeting of the Board of Trustees for the purpose of discussing and adopting the budget and discussing a proposed tax rate. The code further requires that any taxpayer of the district may be present and participate in this meeting. Proper notification of tonight's meeting has been posted and advertised in the newspaper, and there are also copies of the budget on the entry table if anyone would like a copy. With the board's permission, I would like to begin the budget meeting.
You may proceed.
We have been working on our 2016-2017 budget since December. Every department and campus has had an active part in its creation. The proposed general operating budget for 2016-2017 school year is $677,310,325, which is an increase of $11,649,445 over the 2015-2016 budget. This represents an overall increase of 1.8%. This budget provides funding for all district operations, instructional programs, and student activities. Prior to this presentation, each board member was given multiple drafts of the budget and salary recommendations. Does the board have any questions about the budget or any of these documents?
Board members, are there any questions?
We have thoroughly discussed it.
Yes, we have. Thank you, sir. At this time, I would ask if anyone in the audience would like to address the board on the proposed budget for 2016-2017. If no one desires to address the board, and if there are no other comments, then I would like to recommend that the board approve the 2016-2017 budget that I have presented.
Board members, you have heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I recommend that we accept Mrs. Suzanne's recommendation that the board approve the 2016-2017 budget as she has presented.
Do we have a second?
Need second?
We begin the vote with Mr. Shanklin.
Shanklin, yes.
Ogden, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Need yes.
Garcia, yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. With the board's permission, I would like to begin the tax rate hearing.
You may proceed.
Thank you. In order for the district to maintain and oversee the public schools in the Aldine Independent School District, to pay outstanding bonds in a succeeding year, and any other lawful purpose, it is necessary for the district to set a tax rate. I am proposing that the board set a tax rate of 19 cents for the interest and sinking fund and $1.133388 for the maintenance and operation fund for the 2016 tax year. This rate is 3.75 cents higher than our current tax rate and is a total tax rate of $1.32.3. The additional 3.75 cents is due to additional debt payments that were approved by the Aldine voters in November of 2015. Proper notification of these proposed rates has been posted and advertised in the newspaper, and prior to this presentation, each board member was given a copy of the notice that appeared in the Houston Chronicle and the Northeast News. The notice indicated these proposed tax rates. Does the board have any questions about these proposed tax rates?
Board members, are there any questions?
There again, we have discussed them in depth.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask if anyone in the audience would like to address the board on the proposed tax rates that I have recommended. This tax rate hearing satisfies the requirements set out in Section 44.004 of the Texas Education Code. The board will not be able to officially approve the proposed tax rate until the district receives the certified roll from Harris County Appraisal District in late August. At that time, the district will be able to set a tax rate. The tax rate the district sets at that time cannot be higher than the proposed tax rate discussed in this meeting without another tax rate hearing. Ms. Avalos and members of the board, this concludes my part of the meeting of the Board of Trustees for the purpose of discussing and adopting the budget and discussing a proposed tax rate. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now adjourn the budget and tax rate hearing. It is now 7:09. We will now reconvene to our scheduled board meeting. And it is still 7:09. We will now hear from Ms. Selena Chapa.
President Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, and members of the board. I come to you today to seek approval for the salary increases for the 2016-2017 school year. At the February 9th board meeting, the board approved a starting salary of $52,000 for teachers, nurses, and librarians, and the necessary spread adjustments to steps 1 through 5. At this time, we are recommending the following salary increases for current employees. A $1,000 salary increase is recommended for teachers, nurses, librarians, counselors, diagnosticians, speech pathologists, social workers, intervention specialists, and cabinet. A $1,200 increase is recommended for assistant principals and district-level administrators. A $1,500 salary increase is recommended for principals with some equity adjustments and/or additional salary increases for employees who are making less than the market median. A 2% salary increase is recommended for all paraprofessionals, clerical, and auxiliary personnel. Teachers and professionals who are evaluated under INVEST and receive a Part A teacher practice final rating of highly effective for the 2015-16 school year qualify for variable pay incentive. It is recommended to reserve monies for this one-time payout not to exceed $1,000 per each qualifying staff member. We recommend that the Board of Trustees approve these salary increases for our district employees for the 16-17 school year at the amount or percentage recommended.
Board members, you have heard the recommendation from Dr. Chapa regarding the salary increases for district employees for the 2016-17 school year. Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I move that we accept the recommendations as presented by Dr. Chapa regarding the salary increases for district employees for the 2016-2017 school year.
I second that, Madam President.
We'll begin the vote with Dr. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Mead, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Ogden, yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
We will now have the academic report from Dr. Sarah Tomey.
How about Dr. Janet Ray?
How about Dr. Janet Ray? I'm just not getting names right.
Good evening, President Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanton, members of the board. Two students from Nimitz High School, Thuy Dong and Han Nguyen, enrolled in the fall of 2014. Neither girls spoke English at this time, so they were placed in the Accelerated English Academy. That year, they each took IPC, Algebra 1, and World Geography, along with the AEA English for 2 periods daily. Both girls were selected this year to become members of the National Honor Society. To be in the National Honor Society, students must have a GPA of 6.0 or higher, write a letter explaining why they would like to be part of the Honor Society, and explain their service to the community, extracurricular activities, and awards. We are very proud of the achievement of these two young ladies in such a short time. The first ever middle school Name That Book competition was held May 27. All 10 of our middle schools had a team at the competition. Hambrick won first place, Lewis won second place, and Plummer came in third. So we'd like to congratulations to these 3 schools. And many of our campuses were recognized at the Fuel to Play 60 Awards Banquet on May 19th. Fuel to Play 60 is an in-school nutrition and physical activity program to help encourage our students to live healthier lives. The campuses recognized at this activity were Orange Grove, Mendel, Odom, and Rayford. Rayford students also performed at the banquet. Rayford also won Best Physical Activity Play Award and was awarded the opportunity to attend a Texans practice in August. This concludes the academic report for June 2016. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Dr. Ray. Do we have any thing from the communications, Mr.
Madam
Mead?
President, we have no correspondence to be read tonight.
Okay. And now it's the portion of the meeting for recognitions of staff, students, and patrons. Mr. Garza?
Madam President, Dr. Bamberg, and Dr. Bonson, and members of the board, tonight we begin with our program, and it will be presented by Dana Sheffield, Executive Director of Child Nutrition.
Good evening,
Good evening.
President Avalos, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson. It's a real honor for Child Nutrition to speak with you tonight about a few initiatives and highlights of our regular school year. So I will begin. Is it on?
There it is.
Okay, got it. First of all, to talk to you about initiatives and items that have occurred during this particular school year, we first of all have to define and tell you a little bit about our 7 programs that we operate in child nutrition services. We chose to speak just about initiatives because it would take a lot longer to speak of the entire program. But all of the programs represent meals that we serve, food that we serve, service to our customers, and ultimately the customers are our students. First of all, the school breakfast program, which is free to all of our students, begins as early as 6:15 in the morning and goes until 10 o'clock at every school in the district so that students have an opportunity to come in and have breakfast. Breakfast takes place in the cafeteria, in hallways, gyms, down in athletics, and even at building entrance for students who might be late to school. We have traditional breakfast, grab-and-go breakfast, and at this time, our breakfast participation is at an all-time high of 60%. We contribute this to implementing our grab-and-go or accelerating our grab-and-go service in February of this year. The National School Lunch Program begins as early as 10:30 in some of our schools and is served until 2 o'clock, mainly in middle school campuses. Lunch takes place mainly in cafeterias, but also in some classroom situations because of needs of students and alternative programs that might need food delivered directly to the classroom. We have 10 different menus that we feature depending upon age and grade level. And at this time, our lunch participation is at 92%. The third program is the after-school care program, which is also free to our students, which is for enrichment and tutorials that take place in early childhood through elementary school and consists of snacks and beverages in the afternoon. We usually have about 30 to 40 schools per year and serve about 800 to 1,000 snacks daily. Our evening meal program, we are in the 3rd year, just completed the 3rd year of the evening meal program at middle and high schools. This occurs from September through about the end of April, and we serve about 2,000 to 2,500 meals Monday through Thursday at all middle and high schools. The fresh fruit and vegetable program is our 5th of 7 programs. It is free, and schools are chosen not by us, but by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. This year, we were honored to have 3 schools participate in this program, and they were Francis Elementary, Calvert Elementary, and Harris Academy. We serve 2 days per week at a scheduled time other than breakfast and lunch because the purpose of the program is to teach children about the consumption of fresh fruits and vegetables. And included with this program is a requirement that it must have a nutritional education component each time the program is administered. The 6th program, of course, is going on right now in the district. We have 50 schools operating for summer meals, and this began immediately following the school year. School was out on June the 2nd, and on June the 6th and June 7th at other schools we began summer meals. Last summer, we served over 313,000 meals, and that was June through August, with most of the schools participating in June. We also offer catering services as a non-program to schools, to departments, to administration, and completely year-round. Some initiatives that took place during this particular school year, and excuse me, I'm going to have to look at the screen. Aldine ISD was chosen as one of 5 best districts, large districts, for the various meal programs that we offer to students by an organization, by an advocacy group called Children at Risk. So we're very honored for the district to have been awarded this particular item. Also, at our early childhood schools, in an attempt to help students at a very young age learn good eating habits, we have adopted a program that is sponsored by the Texas Department of Agriculture called Farm Fresh Fridays. I can't say that 3 times fast, but the kids really enjoy it. We work with our local produce company and feature fresh produce, and also it's a teaching opportunity to help the young ones learn about various types of fresh produce. We also have begun to implement a new training program. It is a virtual career roadmap, and it's some opportunity. I would love to show this to you. We partnered with our district virtual learning department, and so employees have an opportunity to learn online and hands-on. So it is a blended learning, and we will continue to implement that into the next school year. And of course, all of you are familiar now with our brand-new facility, which we moved into in February of this year, and we are enjoying it very much. And so we appreciate your support for that. I spoke of the grab-and-go breakfast. We will continue that into the 16-17 school year. And not least, but last, working again with the Texas Department of Agriculture featuring local produce. They have an award each year that they distribute to school districts who participated in that program. So we were just awarded the Perfect Peach Award for using local produce. So what's next for Child Nutrition Services? As you know, we will be reinstating meal applications for the new school year. We are going to implement hands-on healthy cooking for parents and students working with the Texas Extension Service. And this is one of the things that our new building allows us to do with a culinary training kitchen. We are currently seeking grants and seeking partners to begin our garden project, which is located behind our new facility. And beginning September 1, every child nutrition employee must have a food handler's permit. This is part of the new Texas Health Establishment rules. And so even though our managers are certified, now each employee will be required to have a 2-hour online course. And so we will be implementing this in August for every employee. And we also plan to have, and of course you will be invited sometime during next school year, to a food expo where we have parents come in, we have students come in to get them involved in our menu planning and food selections for the school year. So again, we appreciate the opportunity to tell you a little bit about Child Nutrition Services, and of course you're always welcome in any of our schools. Thank you.
President, I have a question. Okay. Could you expand on one thing for us? We noticed that there are applications now for schools.
Yes, sir.
For those parents that missed the application process, what are we doing for those children?
The application process will begin actually when school, starts on August the 22nd. Each school will make sure that all students have an opportunity to receive a meal application. And parents may also go online to complete a meal application. But we will take care of any student to make sure that they get to have lunch, in each school. Breakfast will still be free for all students, so this will only apply to the lunch meal service. But we will make sure that all students have an opportunity to have a meal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's all about the Fiesta Bowl, remember. 100% participation, you just bring that Fiesta Bowl. Dana, if you don't mind waiting and helping me with following recognition. Today, we have several special recognitions. First, I want to present a special certificate from Dairy Max and the NFL's Fuel Up to Play 60. Fuel Up to Play 60 empowers students to lead their schools in fueling up with nutrient-rich foods like low-fat and fat-free diet foods, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and getting active at least 60 minutes every day. Schools can choose from the list of healthy eating and physical activity plans in the playbook or invent their own. Student teams can help plan, promote, and execute the plays. This award recognizes the Aldine School District. We present that to our president.
On behalf of Dairy Max, we would like to present this to you, President Avalos. Actually, Aldine ISD was one of 2 school districts named for having the largest number of schools participate in the Fuel Up to Play 60. So this took place in May at the NRG Stadium with Dairy Max and some of the Houston Texans. So it is an honor. So.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Next, I would like to call on members of the Barbara Jordan Endeavors Program. Ms. Thelma Scott, founder, is here with a special recognition for our superintendent, Dr. Wanda Bamberg. And they expect a big speech from you today. Just FYI.
Oh, okay. Y'all ready?
Thank you so much. We will have Dr. Bamberg, if she can come up and I can give her this surprise that we have. I just wanted to say is that we was having our program. First, let me say what I do. I'm Thelma Scott, and I'm the founder of Barbara Jordan Endeavors. And this is my 16th year being very quietly working with the kids with disabilities over at Aldine Senior High School. We help the students to get a scholarship at the end of the year. We honor them at a little celebration that we do. So this year, we do a Superintendent of the Year. And so Ms. Bamberg has been just so helpful and just been a champion for the 9 years that I have known her. She's been superintendent by allowing me to come on campus and do what I need to do. And I could not do my work without the special education coordinators that help me with what I do. A lot of people say, oh, Ms. Scott, we don't even know who you are. No, I'm not there for kudos. I'm just there to help the students. So that's what I do on campus, and I love what I do. My organization, Barbara Jordan Endeavors, we're all volunteer team. We don't get paid for what we do, but we love helping the students and honor them for their courage just to graduate K through 12. They go through bullying, they go through a lot of things, but just to be there to support those students mean the world to me. And Ms. Bamberg has graciously allowed me to be a part of this district for the last 16 years, and I thank you for that. So we just wanted to present her with this award as Superintendent of the Year. Also, I have another award. It's for her as Congressional from the Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. And it's very long, so I'm not going to read it, but I want to present it to her for all the work that she do in the district and for her just being so dedicated. And the Congresswoman is giving her this because I had a lot of the students that was displaced with flooding that live in the area because we work with low to moderate income families. And when she opened up her heart to those families at the MO Campus Center, that touched their lives, and it touched my life as well. I volunteered. I had just had heart surgery, but I was over there volunteering. Mayor Sylvester Turner said, Miss Scott, did you just had heart surgery? What are you doing over here? I said, I'm over here. I said, I'm blessed. I'm covered by the blood, and I'm blessed. But I just wanted to do this and present her with these awards today and let her know that Barbara Jordan Endeavors love her, and this award from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee that she loves that well. And Aldine is a fantastic district, and I love working here.
I was going to say thank you for opening up your heart as well, but I didn't want to go there with your heart surgery. So, but thank you. Okay, I lost my place. Thank you. Okay, continuing with our special recognitions, the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees, in partnership with the Texas Association of School Boards, or TASB, extends a heartfelt appreciation to 2 business partners. TASB and the Board of Trustees would like to recognize their efforts. First, we recognize Caldwell Companies, Present today is Bill Ginder and the president of Caldwell Brokerage Company, Jim Black. Throughout the years, Caldwell Companies has generously supported the students, staff, and teachers, and the district at large. They continually stand up and support public schools. In addition, they play an active role in contributing both time and money to the Aldine Education Foundation. Their contributions to the Education Foundation help students in continuing their education after graduation, and they help teachers by providing innovative teaching grants. Gentlemen, please come up and accept a certificate on behalf of TASB and a special plaque from the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees.
Congratulations, and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next, the Aldine ISD Board of Trustees and TASB would like to recognize Solid IT. Not only does Solid IT provide incredible customer service to our staff, but they go above and beyond in their willingness and eagerness to support district events. Their eagerness to support the district and provide the best customer service begins with the owner, Mr. Newman. He says yes at any opportunity to support the district and humbly donates. TASB and the Aldine School District is proud to recognize Solid IT as an outstanding business partner. Mr. Newman and his wife are present today, and we ask him to come forward and accept a token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take your picture. Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick.
We sincerely want to thank both of you, and I think it's a great honor because these are the first two businesses that we have ever honored with this award.
Thank you.
Our school board next wants to recognize a community partner. During last month's flood, the Aldine community was severely impacted. Many of those affected were Aldine students, parents, and educators. Our community partner did not wait to be told to help. They opened their doors and organized food and clothing drives. Tonight, we recognize Harvest Time Church. They stood by our community and refused no one. The Aldine Independent School District appreciates their service to the community and our students, and we present them with this plaque of appreciation. Mr. Chapman is here to accept on behalf of Harvest Time.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much what you do.
Thank you for your support. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Could I just add that they've also been a part of our steering committee as we worked last year for strategic planning and our bond referendum. Mr. Chapman was at every meeting.
Thank you again. Thank you. Now, continuing with our recognition, Stacy Smith, Program Director of Resource Development, is here. She will present a number of grants the district has received.
Good evening, President Avalos, board members, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, administrative leadership, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to report on recent grant awards. Will Tom Colwell, principal of Davis Senior High School, and Faith Parton and Julie Sanchez of the Junior League of the Woodlands, please join me. And if you'll come right here. Faith Parton is the committee chair for improving and motivating positive awareness in children and teachers, also known as IMPACT, for the Junior League of the Woodlands. She and Julie are here today to make a special presentation for Davis Senior High School. Do you want to come? You can come back here so you can.
Hello, good evening. I'm Faith Parton, and this is Julie Sanchez, and we are the committee. We hope to be your community partners as well. We're Junior League of the Woodlands, and through our Impact program, we bring a positive or motivating speaker who speaks to all 10 school districts in our area for free of charge to the teachers. This year we brought John Gordon to speak to promote his positive message to all the teachers. We also had an incentive for each district. Each school, we wanted to compete against each other, and the school that had the most attendance within each district, we were going to give an award. And Davis High School was the only high school out of all 10 districts that won. All the others were elementary schools, so that really says a lot about your school, that the counselors got together and got that energy to go on a Saturday morning. And we just want to say thank you, and we hope that this money goes toward leadership training for your school, and they said they're going to use it for other leadership opportunities and training. I also wanted to discuss our next year's speaker is the Sandy Hook teacher that survived the tragedy back in 2012. Her name is Caitlin Rogue DeBellis, and I think she's going to be a great message about teaching empathy, kindness, and giving as a way to teach a social curriculum to our children, because I know teachers don't have time to teach that in their classrooms, but I think anyone that comes and hears her message will get inspired and have resources to use that within their classroom. And we're going to be speaking about that later this fall, and we want to encourage everyone in Aldine to come to Impact. We've been doing it for 10 years with crowds of over 3,000 to come and listen. We've had Temple Grandin, we've had other educational rock stars come and speak, and I think this year the message is especially appropriate, and it's all about teaching inclusion and kindness to our students. And thank you so much for having us. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you. That's great.
And Mr. Colwell and his campus received a $500 donation from the Junior League of the Woodlands. Thank you so much. Will Mark Mitchell, Assistant Principal of Houston Academy, Alice Hill, and I believe Denise Gadiano, if you come and join us. She didn't know I was going to call her name. And if y'all come stand right there. Okay. The Teaching It Technology Integration transitions students from textbooks to tech books for online learning, assessments, and data compilations utilizing applications provided by Aldine ISD and free online applications using tablets as tech books. This grant was awarded by the Houston CPA Society, and the amount of this grant is $3,749.
Oh, very good.
Will Catherine Anderson, Assistant Principal of Hinojosa ECPK, and Maricela Moreno and Melanie Gonda, please come join me. Maricela and Melanie will be exploring Ireland and Northern Ireland and England's rich storytelling histories through festivals, workshops, and museums to help ESL and bilingual students express themselves, expand their vocabularies, and embrace the role of storyteller by sharing stories that are meaningful to them. This grant was funded by Fund for Teachers, and the total amount of this grant is $10,000. Y'all are leaving soon, right? They leave on July 3rd, so there's still a chance if you want to carry luggage. Congratulations. And then will Keisha Taylor, Director of Online Learning, please come forward? You can come stand over here next to me. Okay. All right. Aldine ISD sought funding through the 2016 Wells Fargo grant to increase opportunities for individualized instruction through blended learning with an opportunity to strategically address intervention needs throughout an identified population of students at MacArthur Senior High School. Aldine's hope is that in the 2016-2017 school year, this successful initiative can continue improving literacy through the 21st century learning opportunities for students as they progress toward high school graduation. This grant was funded through Wells Fargo, and the amount of this grant is $15,000. And Keisha has 2 reasons to smile today because she got a $15,000 grant, and it's also her birthday today.
Thank you.
And she got me a chocolate cupcake. So.
Yeah, she said, I do like chocolate cupcakes with sprinkles, so I brought her one. She did not eat it inside the boardroom, but she does have it today. The total amount awarded this evening is $29,249. Thank you.
Madam President, that completes my report.
Thank you very much. I especially enjoyed the program tonight with Dana Sheffield. I think sometimes we tend to forget what it takes to educate our kids, and I hope that some of you learned tonight the many things that our food service department does for the children of Aldine, you know, to make sure that they're taken care of, not only academically, but make sure that they have the nourishment that they need to learn. So, thank you. The board has had the consent agenda items in their possession for study and discussed them at length in the study session last night. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to the consent agenda item to be voted on by the board tonight? Do I hear a motion regarding the consent agenda items?
Madam President, I move that items A through BB on the consent agenda be approved.
Ogden, second.
Okay, we'll begin the vote with Mr. Shanklin.
Shanklin, yes.
Ogden, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Mead, yes.
Garcia, yes.
Okay, motion passes. We have a report from the administrative staff. Dr. Bamberg, do you have any staff recognitions?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Avalos, we have 2 staff members to recognize tonight. The first is going to make Ms. DeWalt very happy. We have Brittany Morris. If you'll stand, please. Welcome. She is coming from her current position as Assistant Attorney General here in Houston to the new position in Aldine as tax attorney. Ms. Morris received her Bachelor of Arts in Political Science in 2012 from the University of Houston, and then her Doctorate of Jurisprudence in 2015 from Thurgood Marshall School of Law. And she has varied experience in her young career, working as an intern in the Housing of Urban Development, Montgomery County District Attorney's Office, but then also has clerked at the Houston Community College and the law firm of David Peak Bankruptcy. And then she has, in her current position, for the Office of the Attorney General as an assistant. So she is coming to Aldine with about 4 years of experience, and so we're going to break her in right, teaching her the Aldine way. And so we're very delighted to have you. Ms. DeWalt, especially delighted to have you. And so did you bring anyone that we could recognize with you tonight? And please stand up. We want to say hello.
Yeah.
Ms. Morris, we welcome you and congratulations on your new position. Thank you. And welcome to all of you. We'll take good care of her, okay? That was an honest response there. There you go. We also want to recognize tonight Martha Escalante, who is moving from her current position as assistant principal at Ermel Elementary. Please stand. And she is moving into the position of principal at Ermel Elementary. She received her Bachelor of Communication Science and Advertising in 1984 from Universidad de Nuevo León, somewhat close. But she also has a Master of Arts in Instructional Leadership, which she received in 2008 from Sam Houston State University. I can say that one. Ms. Escalante has 20 years of experience, and all of those years in Aldine, she has been a bilingual teacher at Thompson Elementary, and she started that in 1997. Moved to Gray Elementary as a bilingual teacher in the year 2000, and also served at Cajava Elementary as a bilingual teacher from 2003 to 2009. And then before she became assistant principal, she was a skill specialist from 2009 to 2010. So she has 20 years of experience, and she's continuing that leadership in her new role as principal at Ermel Elementary. So congratulations. And did you bring anyone to introduce to us tonight? Uh-oh, Mom.
And talking about my sons, they were in Aldine when they were in elementary school, and Cesar is in law school, so if you need a lawyer. And Juan Carlos is a civil engineer, so I'm proud of. I also have with me tonight my wonderful former principal, Mr. Everett Taylor. And I also have my area superintendent, Dr. Ray, my former area Dr. Davis, and Miss Hassan, and a little friend, Miss Wade. She was my principal as well. But I want to say thank you. Something you didn't mention, Dr. Bamber, I started as a paraprofessional in 1996.
Oh, okay.
I was a paraprofessional at Gray Elementary as well, and I'm a great. So, I mean, I really, really thank Aldine for this opportunity because I started from the bottom. I actually started as a parent volunteer. So, thank you, and I keep getting opportunities from Aldine, so I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you for your years of service, and congratulations in your new role. Ms. Avalos said that concludes my report for tonight.
It's now time for committee reports, and from the Board Policy Revisions Committee, Mr. Ogden.
Madam President, at this time, we have the following policy for revisions and/or additions. One, approval of revisions to Board Policy CDA Local and resolution regarding review of the investment program. I move that the board approve the revisions to Board Policy CDA Local and resolution regarding review of the investment program.
Madam President, I second that motion.
Okay, we'll begin the vote with Dr. Garcia.
Garcia, yes.
Mead, yes.
Avalos, yes.
Yes.
Shanklin, yes.
Okay, the motion passes. The chair knows of no unfinished business, and I know of no new business or action items. It is now the time in the program for open forum for patrons desiring to be heard. I think this is the portion when the board receives input from patrons. Each person who addresses the board will have 3 minutes to speak on his or her issue. Because of topic postings requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members will not answer any questions posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on any issue presented during this time. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing, addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or an employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. Finally, please be aware that rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individual, employees, or students by name to avoid any potential breach of confidentiality. If you have complaints regarding the specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for her attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and consequences of his or her own statements. Patrons addressing the board will be notified when their 3 minutes are up. And we have one request to address the board, and it's Mr. Hector Mireles. You may come to the podium. And there's a time clock on the back wall, but I would also inform you when the time is up.
Good evening, Madam President, Dr. Bamberg, Dr. Blanson, board members. We come here today to speak on the bullying that's occurring at Salmons Elementary. In front of you are the parents that have students going there currently. Grievance procedure has been filed on behalf of the parent and other parents. The mothers have reached out on several and many occasions to speak to the principal, the assistant principal, and to the administrations at that campus, but failure to meet with the parents. We have submitted a few documents to the assistant superintendent to show what is occurring. But I ask you today to look at the individual student that currently was being bullied by a student at that school since January of 2016, and now we're at the end of the school year. This incident could have been prevented should the principal and the assistant principal took actions, and now the mother's incurring medical bills, and the other students are afraid to attend next year in the beginning of the 2016-2017 school year because it might happen to them. Now, we all know and we're aware that safety is the most important thing for students that go to school. And bullying is a serious, serious matter. We need to take it really seriously. And why this child has to go through that is unbelievable. And I ask you again, try to picture this student as your grandchild, your son, and what would you do? Would you cry out for help as these parents did? Their English is very limited, and it's sad that we're here today to show you what's actually occurring. You know, if the principal or the assistant principal was to say, hey, let me bring an interpreter, that would have helped. And I witnessed it myself because I'm representing the family. When I went there to provide the documents of what was occurring, can you believe the assistant principal had the nerve to say if I didn't leave the building that they would contact the Aldine ISD and have me arrested and removed? What are we getting to in this country when we try to say what is occurring in that school? Are we supposed to just sit back and let it happen and keep our mouth shut, or do we speak openly about bullying? Or is this district allowing it to happen and allowing it to occur and sweeping it under the carpet? Or are we going to do something about it? These parents here are just asking for help. They're not asking for much and not asking for any assistance, just to stop the bullying that's happening not only at Salmons, but other school districts and other schools, excuse me. So please take it in your heart and consider trying to stop this from happening in the beginning of the 2016-2017 school year. I thank you for your time and have a good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mireles, for bringing this to our attention. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Garcia so moves.
Second.
Okay. I'm not sure what time it is, but we will adjourn.
7:55.
7:55. Thank you very much.